Let's talk about an issue that I'm split exactly 50-50 on, and I'm really curious to see what you guys think. In fact, we might poll this on the Secular Talk Facebook page later. Back in 2009, Congress passed landmark legislation which allowed the FDA to regulate tobacco products. Now, so far, so good. That makes perfect sense to me. They should have that authority. In fact, as far as deadly products go, cigarettes kill over 400,000 Americans every year. Just Americans, over 400,000. So that's more than the number of people killed in all of our wars combined. So think about that. That's just how deadly tobacco is. So first, the FDA banned candy and fruit flavored cigarettes, which were supposed to attract children. I think that's what they said in theory. They didn't present any evidence that that's actually the case, but that's what they said. We think this is to target children, so we're going to ban it. Now, on that particular regulation, I actually disagree because I get regulating things. I never like banning. Banning is something I think usually backfires, and you kind of, by definition, have to crack down on freedom to do so. So on that one, they went a little too far, in my opinion. Then they tried to ban menthol cigarettes. Now, I also disagree with that. Again, it's fine to do oversight and do regulation, but banning, you're going too far. Then they also decided, well, let's do oversight of e-cigarettes, okay, and just look into them and research them, and if we have to do some sort of minor regulations, let's do that. Now, that one I actually agree with. And keep in mind, I smoked cigarettes for over 5 years of my life, and when I quit, I actually used the e-cigarettes. I wasn't even planning on quitting. This is how funny it is. I wasn't even planning on quitting, but I was smoking these e-cigarettes for maybe a month, 2 months, maybe 3 months max, and then I just kind of stopped smoking the e-cigarettes too, and next thing I know, I'm done. Okay? So it helped me quit, and I'm in favor of e-cigarettes. But I get that the FDA should regulate them. They shouldn't be regulated as strictly as tobacco, because they're just not as bad for you. They're just not as bad for you. But I still understand that they should be regulated. If you want to do some minor age restrictions and whatnot, by all means, go right ahead. Now, here's the fascinating regulation that has me split. Let's take a look. For everybody listening on the live show, this is the graphic warning labels on cigarette packs. So the middle one is what it looks like now, just your regular looking cigarette pack. And the others are what it would look like if the FDA got their way and the regulation was approved. But here's what happened. A Bush-appointed judge, Richard J. Leon, sided with the tobacco companies and smacked down the regulation. Now, I don't want to get into it too much here, but it's possible that there was foul play involved and there was some sort of corruption, because he saw 3 different cases, ruled in favor of them in every single case, and the chances of him being assigned those 3 different cases, it was like 1 in over 1,000, but he got them anyway. So people are speculating, well, maybe there was some sort of rigging going on and the tobacco industry got the judge they wanted picked because they knew he would side with them or whatever. Again, I don't want to get into that. I don't know how much evidence there is for that. You can make up your own mind on that specific issue. But what concerns me is, does this regulation make sense? Now, I'm not kidding when I tell you I'm exactly 50-50 on this. Now, I used to be more in the camp of, no, don't do this regulation. And my reasoning was this. It's nanny state badgering, okay? It's shoving down your throat what happens when you smoke, to show pictures of disgusting lungs that are diseased and show people smoking through that hole in their neck and showing people on operating tables and whatnot. These are the pictures that are on the cigarette packs if you approve this regulation. And honestly, I just thought it was taking it a step too far. I get the warnings. I agree with the warnings, and I agree with public education campaigns where you let people know the dangers of smoking. The same way I agree with doing that with alcohol, and the same way I agree with regulations that ban, trying to market these products to kids and banning them on Cartoon Network and all the places where they might have played in the past, cigarette ads, alcohol ads, you name it, having time restrictions on when you can do that. I get all that. But in terms of the picture, I just thought it barely crosses, but it does cross this infringement upon personal liberty and individual decision-making, where It's like, okay, government, all right, we get it. Yeah, we know smoking is bad. Fuck off. You don't need to show me diseased lungs in order to make that point. So to me, I leaned on the side more of the libertarians where they would say, you know what, let people do whatever they want to do. They're killing themselves, but they're not hurting anybody else. For you to take this extra step to really say, quit, just quit, damn it, quit, quit, quit. It's like, just back the fuck off, okay? Just back off, let us make our own decisions. However, when I read the article this time around, that was my old position. When I read the article this time around, I had shifted to being totally 50-50. Now, why am I now 50-50? Because, look, man, are you really infringing upon somebody's liberty by putting that picture on the packet? It's accurate. It's factually accurate that in a lot of cases, maybe even a majority of cases, you're going to get sick if you whether you get emphysema or lung cancer or something, you're going to get sick if you breathe in carcinogens every day for years. Okay, so, I mean, there's an argument that it's certainly factually accurate, and are you really infringing upon liberty if you're still allowing the person to smoke? You're not banning the cigarettes, okay? You're totally allowed to smoke, but it's just par for the course that we have a law now where, okay, well, you're just going to have to see the effects of what you do every time you buy a pack of cigarettes. I mean, is that really infringing upon liberty? If you're still allowed to buy the cigarettes, maybe not. And here's the reality. Statistics show, because they've done this in other countries, that with campaigns like this, you do lessen the number of people that end up smoking. Okay? Because for whatever reason, whether it prevents people from the beginning or it stops them from buying as many packs or whatever the reason is, I don't know the details of it, but this is a fairly effective campaign, just like other education campaigns are effective. So if it cuts down, again, over 400,000 people die every year in America from tobacco products. So if we can cut that number down to 200,000, isn't it a success at really not that much of a cost because it's really not infringing upon liberty because you can still buy it? So look, man, I don't know. Again, part of me still agrees with that more libertarian philosophy where I say, you're stepping over the line. Put the warning letters, words, but do not put the pictures, okay? Half of me believes that. The other half of me says, you're not really restricting liberty because they can still buy the cigarettes. So put it on the package, save some lives, and suck it up. It's a smart regulation. I don't know, man. This is where I appeal to the Secular Talk audience, and you guys tell me what you think.